but Anthony Bruno, our friend of the show, who we've worked with him in the past for some of his places like Andy's Live Fire Grill, but the one and only, the namesake that started it all, Anthony's Runway 84 just went through a major renovation, a reboot, a rebranding. I don't know if his name is on or off. I've seen signage on the building that still says Anthony's Runway 84, but then I've seen other things that indicating now it's just Runway 84. We'll clarify all these things right now, and I think we have on the line with us the one and only Anthony of Runway 84. Are you there, Anthony Bruno?
Good morning. Yeah, good morning. Good afternoon.
Yeah, it's I guess the afternoon. It creeps up quickly. Yeah. How are you, Anthony? It's been a while.
I'm doing great. Great. How you doing?
Good. Is it a complete a crazy just pandemonium chaos, or is it controlled chaos? Which restaurant openings?
It is controlled chaos. We're limiting kind of the reservations that we get for now, but it's going very smooth.
That's good to hear. And I left you alone for a while because I didn't want to be one of those people that would nudge and text every 2 seconds.
I kind of liked it too. I know. I like that. I appreciate that, by the way.
Because I bet you were getting a hound.
T-shirt. I was gonna make a T-shirt walking around. It'll just be a couple of weeks on the T-shirt.
When already?
A couple more weeks.
It's like the kids on the car ride. Well, I think we both would have lost the prop bet because when you guys closed down right after Mother's Day, you said you were aiming for right around the boat show, late October. And I said, I'm going to say, I said, maybe if you're lucky by Thanksgiving, but my guess was going to be Christmas, New Year's. And we were all wrong, unfortunately. But you know what? Good things come to those who wait, right? It looks spectacular from the photos I've seen. How would you describe it?
It really is. It's I would describe it as a retro version of something you'd see in the 60s and 70s on Queens Boulevard or Manhattan or New York, Jersey type thing, like a supper club Italian restaurant, which my father was always in. When I was a kid, he always had supper clubs with Italian food.
Where did you grow up specifically? Was it in New York, in Staten Island, or something? Well, where was it?
Brooklyn, but I really grew up in Franklin Square. Franklin Square is right there by Belmont Racetrack, which I'm sure you might know.
Defo might know it a little bit too, but
Franklin Square is about 4 or 5 miles east.
Yeah. When the jockeys, unfortunately, if they get injured, that's where the ambulance takes them. I think there's a hospital in Franklin Square, but we want to think.
Yeah, Franklin General. They take them Franklin General. Yeah, Franklin General.
Defo, do you have anything for our man Anthony?
I mean, it's very exciting because so far rave reviews. Obviously, I mean, you've been in this business a long time. What sort of anticipation did you have about the reopening and how? Mayo's a staunch old-timer, real curmudgeon type, and he doesn't like to see change. But you felt it was important for the restaurant to evolve. A lot of people like the old decor, but what were your thoughts about it? Before you opened up, and you must be very satisfied to see all of the really wonderful responses that are being, spoken of how the remodeling all ultimately went.
Yeah, I mean, being there so long, there's so many steady customers, and people just are comfortable there. So yeah, a little worried about that, but it was just time. Don't forget, I've been there since I'm 20 years old, 40 years looking at that airplane. Wow. It's a long time.
Yeah,
it was just time. Sometimes you just know. It's kind of like an athlete knows when it's just time to, whatever, switch teams or quit or whatever it is. So sometimes it just was time. It was good timing. I brought a couple of partners in that I've done business with before, Pat Marzano, who. Him and I grew Anthony's Cold Fire Pizza, and I'm involved with Mark Falsetto and Taco Craft, so makes my life a little easier. And I'm a landlord, which is fantastic.
That's great.
Which makes it a little better. But honestly, the place came out fabulous. Anytime you go into something like this, you worry a little bit. It's not going to live up to the expectations, but I tell you what, it's stunning, absolutely stunning.
Yeah, I can't wait to set foot in there. I was going to let it die down for a little bit, and I'm not again.
Wait till you see it. It's wild. It's really unbelievable.
Is it true that you're going to start doing that? Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, but
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I read something. I guess it was in the Sun Sentinel about you maybe relaunching the Friday lunch service, which I used to love, and there used to be a whole crew.
Yeah, we might do like a power lunch. Yeah. Once we get rocking again, get everything a little more organized. We'll probably
All
do
right,
some
we might have
broadcast
to
over
arrange to do a
Friday.
live lunchbox broadcast on some of those Fridays again.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That
Yeah,
would be
it'd be
fun
great.
because I can't wait to get my hands on some of those beautiful dishes that look great, like that twice baked potato. So you got these new touches, but you also kept a bunch of the old things, right? The old favorites, like
We
the
kept most of all the old favorites we kept, and we added a couple of high-end steaks and a couple of little moves. Got a nice, beautiful Caesar salad, tableside we make it. A nice beef carpaccio.
that sounds great
Rolling.
because yeah, that's one of the lost arts is a really well prepared tableside Caesar. Do they use? Can you?
Yeah.
Are you using raw eggs? Which to me is the only way to use it, but you got to give all these warnings and all this stuff. Or
When we make, you got these words.
yeah. It's anchovies, like you use like a real.
You got to use anchovy. Yes, same way. Yeah, well, very traditional.
Okay, that makes me very, very happy. So all right, there were 3 questions that were not asked by the Sun Sentinel in their piece, and I also saw a really nice write up by Lainey Doss in the Miami New Times. I posted that on the Let's Eat group today. I thought she really captured the essence of the place. But I did post these questions yesterday, and Mark Falsetto was nice enough to chime in. But I'm going to ask you again. But number 1 question that was not asked previously, but will there be the signature mussels that were complimentary in the past?
We will have mussels, but they're not going to be complimentary.
Okay.
It's time to pay up after 40 years.
Yeah. All right, scratch May off some of the early.
Defoe is a little disappointed. He was a big fan of those. I'm not the biggest mussels fan, so it was one of those things I would pick at. The sauce was so good.
You know what's funny? I don't eat them.
That's funny. Yeah.
I haven't eaten mussels in 40. I can't eat them. I've seen so many of them. I couldn't eat a mussel if you paid
me. Well, again, they're still on the menu along with like those baked clams. Oregonata looked tremendous. It reminded me of some of the places in Brooklyn where I grew up. Was a place in Coney Island called Carolina, and then Gargiulo's that had those baked clams. Oh, those was so good, and they look outstanding there. So, all right, even though there's no mussels, though, you were telling me earlier, you do still offer the complimentary bread service, correct?
We got we got the nice bread, and we make a little we have our Italian bread we always have. We make a little focaccia now and put it in there, and we got our nice Parmesan, Pecorino Romano dip with olive oil. It's fantastic.
Nice. All right. Question number 2: on Thursdays, will there still be the martinis and meatballs, or meatballs and martinis?
Yeah, I think they will. It's just not right away. Yeah, not right away, obviously, because we're in the middle of the season, and obviously an opening is just busy. So I think once we get out of the season, we'll start doing that again. Okay,
because that was hugely popular. And instead of calling it a ladies' night,
it was great. It was great. It was great. Yeah.
A lot of fun. And number 3, is Vincenzo back? Is he?
Vincenzo's still there. He is still there.
I owe him a little bit of gratitude. So, because I was in there and I was anyway, that's another story for another day. But I do have to see him again. I can't wait to get in there. So, tell me. No,
I'm saying, like the whole kitchen's back. The guys who've been cooking there for years and stuff. That's why it made the opening so much easier than it would be with the restaurant starting from scratch, which I've done before, which is torture. So it really makes it so much easier because we got the whole kitchen back. Everybody's back, and the servers are back who were there. The bartender, Cindy's still there. So I had some new people, obviously, but the whole nucleus and the whole crew that was there is still there. Toto, everybody. So
nice. Luby, you got something for Anthony?
Yeah, I was just curious because it's so funny, the sports, and that's why I like doing the shows we do, because the sports and food worlds cross over so much. So much times the greats in sports know when to move on, know when to transition. Saban is getting to his 70s, and he's totally changed his offensive perspective. You've seen that with Bill Belichick. I find it interesting that as much as we make fun of Mike Mayo, Anthony, you knew, look, I love this place. It's doing well, but let's see what we can do next. How do you just get a gut feeling? I mean, everything you do is gold. Everything you touch turns into gold. And it's just interesting to me how you just know when to move to where. And a lot of times you set the trend, you bring back trends. How do you just know that? How do you just feel it?
I don't know. I think, you know what, restaurant business, when you could get a restaurant busy, there's really nothing like it. Yeah. It really is, other than being an athlete or being a rock and roll star. Really, the wave of affection. I think when it gets to the point that it's not as fun anymore, because I've always had a good time and I've made a few bucks, that's when you know, okay, you got to do something else. Time to change.
Yeah.
So
No,
I think that's just
you're
how I
keeping
felt.
it fresh. No, that's good, and I think it's good also to. I mean, as much as I like that whole airplane, runway motif, and like you felt like you were sitting in a 737. Now it kind of gives me a little bit of trauma because it brings me to some flights on Spirit Airlines and maybe JetBlue where I've been waiting there for 12 hours on the tarmac. So I kind of like the
One
whole
thing about
Copa.
one thing about Runway, the old Runway, was it was unique.
Yes.
So
Yes.
completely unique, and you couldn't. That was it. You just said, "Oh, the airplane with Italian food," right? I mean, everybody knows. So
I don't think you're getting the veal chop from Anthony's on a Spirit Airlines flight anytime soon. But I have to ask you a question though, because I've been curious about this, and maybe you would have the answer. I don't know that anybody else does. We tried to get it out of John Congemi, who's very close with Dan Marino, but and nobody closer with Marino that I know of than you, Anthony. Seen him many times. Socializing with you at those mozzarella nights down at Frankie's place, Frank Tellerico's place, the Ocean
Yep.
Manor.
Yep.
Was he going to go into the game in that last game of the regular season against the Jets? Do you know? Because he was on the
think he was
sideline.
thinking about
He
his
had
wife.
his jacket off.
His wife talked him out of it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
By the way, speaking of sports, one more thing. At the new Runway, we have a Dan Marino room.
Nice.
There you
It's
go.
like
Yes,
a private room, right?
and
It's
a Dan Marino room. So Danny moved up. We had a Dan Marino table. Now we got a whole room. So
That's nice, and that's going to be for
very
all the
excited about it.
functions and the
Listen,
private
can we
dinners.
talk about something a little more important for a second?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Who do we like this weekend? Because I can't pick a game. Who do we like? It's been,
Don't ask me.
you
Tell
can't
them
pick
how I
football
did,
anymore.
Defoe.
Yeah, Mayo's 1-9 in the postseason so far. against
I'm
the
1-9
spread.
against the spread. I almost went 0 for 10.
Mayo.
You can't pick
Francisco.
these teams anymore.
Wow,
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's rough.
Pretty wild. I mean, it seems like the consensus of guys that we've talked to, Anthony, like Philadelphia to cover the 2 and a hook, and everybody's in love with Cincinnati over Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. So those are the 2 most common picks that we've been getting.
They made the Chiefs a home dog.
Yes. They
Yes, unbelievable with Mahomes.
That's unbelievable.
They did.
With Mahomes. So it's almost like you almost sucked into betting them. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's like the sucker lines. I hate that. I hate when you get the sucker lines. I'm feeling a little bit. I think I like Philly, but again, with my picks, just go the other way, and you'll be like golden. But,
right now.
Yeah, I think San Fran to win the Super Bowl this year.
I did
Oh
too.
well, then stick with it. Go with the Cinderella story.
But I have
Why
to
not?
say, there's a stat in this game that just jumps out at me, and I can't get past it.
Okay.
Philly has 75 sacks.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Most in the NFL.
Brandon Lang talked with us
Yeah,
today.
75
They have like 5
sacks.
guys with 10
That
sacks.
just jumps out at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that kid is doing great for San Fran, but I mean, they're going to put some heat on this kid. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
And
at some
Jalen
point.
Hurts looks great. He looks unstoppable.
Yeah. And
I don't
again,
know.
home field is usually such a big advantage in these games, and like you said, might be the clock striking midnight for the Cinderella story, and for the 7th round Mr. Irrelevant might be reduced to Mr. Irrelevant again. But we'll see. That's why they play the games. I'm focusing my attention this weekend, Anthony, on the Gulfstream Park. Saturday they got that big Pegasus, and I do like some horses there. I do like Defunded and White Arbario are my 2 horses. I think it's a 4-5 box all the way home. We'll see what happens. But anyway, getting back. Yeah, a couple more things about the restaurant. So, is your name on or off? I've read different things, but I saw a sign.
My name is on some. Well, my name is on the sign.
Right.
And then some, everybody just called it Runway anyway. Nobody ever called it Anthony. So I'm going to Runway. I'm going to 84. So just to keep it certain things, just keep it Runway 84. I got the name in lights still.
And the most important thing is you're the landlord, so that's the good news.
The crooked landlord. Yeah.
Oh man. So we can't wait to get in there. How many covers did you do opening night? It was like Tuesday was official opening, right? Did you limit it?
We did about 250. Yeah, we limited to about 250. So it was nice, just enough, busy enough that you got a little action there and nothing crazy that the new people can't handle.
And there's a patio? Is there like an outdoor dining section? How's that going to work?
Got a beautiful patio. Yeah, the city let us go out 5 feet more, and it's not 100% done yet. It's all going to be covered. It's going to have the fans. It's really beautiful. The patio's going to be gorgeous.
So that the total capacity.
And it all opens up to the bar. So the patio now, when you walk on that patio, the wall that was there with the sign is now gone. That's a door. That's a accordion door that will open up right to the bar. The whole thing opens up.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to checking it all out. It looks gorgeous from the photos that I've seen, and I love a good old, if you're going for that Rat Pack Vegas theme meets
So
Copacabana.
we
I
got great
mean,
music too. We got great music at night too. We got some really great, some good stuff going on there. So
so it's going to be
right.
beautiful. And then meanwhile, Andy's Live Fire Grill is still there, right? So for the nights where it's
Yeah, still
packed at
doing well.
Runway, you
Yep.
could always just peel off down the block and get some of the good grilled fish and
Yeah.
things like that.
Quit
For a
there.
while there, yeah,
Still
for a
got it
while
going.
there, yeah, you had the Runway 84 items like were on the menu at Andy's, like on certain nights on Thursdays. Is now that
I left a
Runway is
couple of
back.
things on it. We would do, yeah, we were doing Runway nights there, but right now what I did is I left the meatballs on there. I got the little Italian sausage with the broccoli rabe. I got a nice snapper fra diavolo. So we left a few items on there.
All right, that's good. So you get a little taste of it
Yeah.
if you can't get in
Why
right
not?
away. I
Yeah,
know
why not?
people are clamoring on the group that, oh, it's all booked up for the next 6 weeks, and there'll be
Yeah,
plenty of time all summer long to get in there. So I know it's the
all
hot
good.
spot now.
All good.
Yeah, yeah. So
Anyway, buddy, you got a connection, so you should be able to get in.
I don't know. I
Not
hope
after
I
he
did.
stiffed Lorenzo the last time out.
No, I didn't burn
I
anything.
cleared out Marino's
Good
table for him, and he gave him nothing. He claimed he only had no cash. He only had a credit card.
That's it. We're all good.
Yeah.
No, it looks fantastic. Congratulations again, you and Pat and Mark. It's really the dream team you got going there, and it's nice. Now you can kind of kick
Yeah,
back
it's a
and
good
fish
little
because
team.
Mark looks like the workhorse there. He's a hustler, huh?
Yeah, well, he's got that he's a young guy, keeps moving, Mark.
It's got the energy. So
Keeps moving, so it's all
that's
good. Yep.
Beautiful.
All good.
All right. We'll be in there. What is your favorite dish in there in terms of like if you're going in there? I mean, I know you're gonna tout the new steak program, but like of the old dishes, what was your go-to?
I mean, I love all the fish over there. Whether we make the swordfish, the snapper reganata, I love. The old school, we make chicken scapadillo, the way you're supposed to make it on the bone.
Yeah.
I love that dish. The artichoke, so I'm kind of like almost everything. I made the menu, so I guess I got to like everything. So.
Yeah, all good. All right. Well, we'll see you in there hopefully real soon, Anthony. Congratulations once again. It's
all right, guys.
the toast of the
Thank you very
town.
much.
All right. We'll talk to you soon.
All right,
Be well.
Thanks. Good luck this weekend. Yep.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. I'll need it.